What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Paulizè Talks. And today I'm going to be sharing with you a few key notes that have helped me along my journey, and maybe they'll be able to help you along yours too. Maybe you can take something from this and apply it to your life in some way. If there is anything throughout this video that helped you or that you resonated with, then please let me know in the comments section below. And yeah, that would be greatly appreciated. And as always, thank you so much for being on this journey with me. Thank you for allowing me to be on this journey with you. I believe that we do better when we grow together, so let's continue to grow with one another. And be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share this with someone that may need it, and click the notification bell for whenever I publish another video. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. Welcome back, everybody. Now, like I said before, I'm just going to be sharing with you a few key notes that have helped me along my journey, and hopefully this adds some value to your life. Maybe there's something that you can take away from this. Maybe you can share this with someone, and maybe you can add value to someone else's life. Take this and apply it as it best suits you in your life, right? And to start off, I'm going to frame it with a question. How would you move if you knew you had an army behind you? Now, what do I mean by that? So many times we think in terms of lack, right? Like we think in terms of like the things that we don't have, or we may say to ourselves, because I've done this before along my journey. We say things like, well, I want to do this, but I don't have this. I don't know these people, or just speaking things that you don't have. But in reality, you have to tell yourself that I have everything that I need in order for me to do the things that I set out to do, right? To all the goals that I set for myself, I have everything that I need to accomplish those goals. The idea behind that, though, is to have the mindset first before you even develop that team, that army, those things that you need in order for you to further advance, right? So if you're making videos when you're starting off, you may not have the equipment, the camera, and everything that you need in order for you to make top-notch videos like you see other YouTubers and content creators do. But the thing you have to understand is you have to speak those things into existence first before you even go out and get these things, because your mindset is what plays a big part in your growth when it comes down to it. So if you have the mindset of I'm growing, I have a great team around me, and I have everything that I need in order to succeed, then those things are going to naturally gravitate towards you. So that's why I ask you, what would you do if you knew you had a whole army behind you? Like, wouldn't you feel more confident? Wouldn't you move differently? Wouldn't you think like, man, I can do anything? That is the kind of energy that you need to embody in order for you to have those things, right? You have to not only speak it into existence, but you have to feel it into existence as well. And that also leads me into my next point. Fear is a great misuse of your imagination. So that kind of ties in with what I just said. What is fear? First off, fear is just false evidence appearing real. So you create these narratives in your mind that just hold you back, right? You say things like I said earlier. You say things like, oh, I don't have this, or I don't know these people, or I don't have this money to do X, Y, Z. So you're already creating a false narrative in your mind that will hold you back because you think that you need all these prerequisites in order for you to do the things that you need to do. When in reality, you have everything that you need right now at your disposal, right? But it's all about your imagination. For me, I feel as though being a great entrepreneur is having a wide, expansive imagination. Sure, we do deal with fear on a day-to-day basis. It's part of being a human. But the thing is, how do you utilize your imagination, right? How do you take a situation and turn it into something that can be used as a positive? Now, I'm kind of jumping ahead a little bit, but how can you take that and turn that into a positive? How can you use your imagination to create something just so amazing, right? Something that you was like, that you couldn't even fathom, right? Like, wow, I did this with just this, right? Like I was able to create this kind of content with just a phone. You know, I didn't need all of these like cameras and lighting and stuff like that. And those are some of the things that I had to deal with throughout my journey. I always felt like I needed all of these things and all these prerequisites in order to get started, but really in reality all I had to do was just get started and everything else will fall into place. So that was just the biggest thing for me. And I think that kind of stems from our comfort zones, right? That stems from being in a comfortable place because we're so used to something, right? Your comfort zone keeps you safe, but it also keeps you average. So your comfort zone is usually where you are right now, right? Where you are right now with what you have right now. That's your comfort zone. Now you gotta think of ways of how can I stretch this area that I'm in right now? How can I stretch and expand and do something that's out of my range, out of my thought process, right? Because usually we develop certain skills and everything and we utilize those skills, right, effectively. But at some point, you have to keep on adding on top of that, right? It's like, okay, how can I move on to the next level? Okay, you get started, right? And this is something that I learned along my journey as well, right? You're getting started, you're using what you have at your disposal. That's good, that's great. All right, now, how are you gonna move on to the next level? Because you're using what you got right now, but don't just rely on what you have right there, because that can keep you stagnated, because you're gonna get in a comfortable groove and then you're not gonna wanna move forward ahead. And that's what keeps you average. You may start off great and you may start off doing something that a lot of people have not seen before. However, if you don't continue to grow and elevate and evolve, then you're just gonna remain where you are at all times, right? I've met a lot of people growing up that are extraordinary and they do extraordinary things, but they stay at that level and it's not extraordinary anymore. It was great back then, but now you have to level up. You have to do something different. You have to change your circle. You have to evolve. Otherwise, you're gonna remain average. So that leads me into my next point. How do you take these obstacles and turn them into opportunities, right? That's what I said. Like, I jumped ahead a little bit because how are you gonna take the obstacles that you're facing right now and turn them into opportunities? How so many times we get in our heads, right? That goes back to that fear thing. We get in our heads and we think like, oh man, I can't do this because XYZ. But in reality, that obstacle can be an opportunity in order for you to show somebody else how to overcome that. Because now you're in a space of, okay, if you overcame this, then surely you can show somebody else how you overcame that as well. I've come across people who were like in a situation that I was in prior to, and I was able to help them because I resonated with where they were, right? And they see me in a different light, so to speak, right? Because I was able to overcome. And when people are able to come to you for advice, that in itself is confirmation that you are growing, that you have grown. So always ask yourself in every moment, how can I turn this obstacle into an opportunity? Everything that we go through is for a reason. There's nothing that you go through that has no purpose behind it. The downs, the lows, the depressions that you may feel, the anxiousness that you may feel, all of those are for your benefit, whether you realize it or not. So you have to look at those as positives, like, okay, this is something that I can show others how to overcome, because a lot of people need help. A lot of people need ways to overcome the obstacles that they're dealing with on a day-to-day basis. So this is just one way to really go about it. Another thing is insecurities. insecurities will kill more dreams than failure ever will. So a lot of people are afraid to fail. I've said it already, right? We get in our heads, right? A lot of people are afraid to fail because they think that the failure is going to be worse, like the worst thing that happened in their lives. Or maybe they failed at something before and the reactions that they got or the results that they got was not favorable. And so it's just like it stunted their growth for a moment. And they're like, man, I don't know, I can't do that again. I failed at that so bad, I don't think I can do that again. I've met so many great people that have failed multiple times and they've come back even better than before, so many times. So you have to get out of yourself, right? You have to get out of that feeling that, well, what if this happens? You have to get out of that what if feeling and just go and do it. Because doing nothing is the equivalent of failure, right? You can think about it and not do anything, or you can do it and then think about how you can make it better. I remember when I first got started making these videos, I was bad at it. I was terrible, right? I didn't know what I was doing. I wasn't really taking notes like I am now. And it was just all over the place. But over time, I just learned how to perfect and how to build on my craft. And I just got better at it. So be patient with yourself and be kind to yourself, because I'm telling you, people are going to tell you how they feel about you anyway, regardless. But you tell you how you feel about you every single day. So be kind to yourself. Tell yourself, hey, I'm doing the best I can. I am in a better position than I was a few years ago, and I'm excelling every single day. I'm getting better every single day. But you gotta get over the insecurities. You gotta get over the insecurities, and yeah, just go out there and fail. As crazy as that may sound, just go out there and fail. Try, at least try. Right? At least try. And that's the first step into creating the success that you want for yourself. Understand the potential within you. Going back to the insecurities, you're greater than you may think. You have to understand the potential within you. You have to look at yourself in such a higher light than others may perceive you. Nobody is going to hype you up more than you. Nobody is going to look at you more favorably than you. You are the person that you're around 24/7. So be sure that you are the person that is leading you in the right direction. Understand the potential within you. Understand that you are amazing, no matter what you may think about yourself. And the best way to get outside of yourself in that way is to do something, take action. Because I promise you, those doubts, those fears, those insecurities will stunt you. But as soon as you take action to do something, all that just disappears. And then you think to yourself like, wow, that really wasn't that bad. Wow, it wasn't really as bad as I made it out to be. The quote that I've used so much is that if you love someone or something, you'll over-exaggerate it in your mind. If you hate someone or something, you're over-exaggerating in your mind. But the point is, you're not seeing that person or that thing as it is, because you create scenarios in your head about something that probably doesn't even exist, when really you're not looking at it for what it is. So look at yourself for who you are and realize your potential. And finally, don't lead yourself by yourself. That is another big key. That's another thing that stunts your growth too, because you're trying to figure out something by yourself that you've never dealt with. Talk to somebody, ask for help. It's okay. Like, I remember when I first started, I was doing everything on my own until I got to a point where I was like, I need help. And don't be afraid to ask for help, because there's nothing wrong with it, right? Don't think like someone's gonna come in and be like, really? You can't do this? Man, come here, let me show you how to. No. Don't play that role in your Don't play that in your head, because you're gonna stunt yourself even more than anything. So be sure to ask for help. If you don't know how to move, like what's your next move, then ask. It's okay. Don't lead yourself by yourself. And that's it. That's all I got. Hopefully this was able to help you in some way. If there's any value that you got from this, please let me know. And if you made it this far with me, thank you so much. As always, thank you for being on this journey with me. Thank you for allowing me to be on this journey with you. And I always say, we do better when we grow together. So let's continue to grow with one another. And also, if there's anything that you would like to hear or like to discuss, if there's any topics that you'd like to cover, then let me know in the comment section below. And like I said before, don't lead yourself by yourself. I can't do this by myself. I need help, and your comments mean so much, because I see them and I take them for what they are, and I apply those and I grow and I get better, right? Good, bad, or indifferent. The idea is to continue to grow as a person. So yeah. So be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share this with someone that may need it, and make sure to hit the notification bell for whenever I publish another video. Now, with all that being said, go out and be great. But always remember to be you, be unique, and remember that anything's possible. Also, go get the merch. Peace.